Welcome to Style and Confidence, where transformative coaching meets personal styling for business success. I'm your host, Claire Silk, a transformative life coach and a personal stylist, passionate about helping women like you align your inner worth with your outer expression. Each week, we explore how to build lasting confidence from the inside out, so you can show up as your most authentic, empowered self. Whether you're looking to break through limiting beliefs, build authentic confidence and a winning mindset, or create a wardrobe that truly empowers you, you are in the right place. Get ready to transform your relationship with both your mind and your style. Hello and welcome back. I'm Claire Silk, and today I would like to talk to you about something that we all do every morning without thinking: getting dressed. Did you know that this daily action is either building your confidence or quietly undermining it? You'll be familiar with that feeling when you put on an outfit and you feel ready to conquer the world, or the opposite, when nothing feels right, leaving you wearing an outfit that you feel uncomfortable in all day. This is the powerful connection between what you wear and how you experience yourself and your environment. Today, I'm sharing 3 insights with you. First, why you have a wardrobe full of clothes but nothing to wear, and what that reveals. Second, how what you wear changes your performance. And third, a practical framework for building a wardrobe that reinforces who you are becoming. Let's get going. We have all stood in front of our full wardrobes and sighed and said, "I have nothing to wear." This is rarely literally true, of course, and it is not about having enough clothes. It's because you have the wrong clothes. Clothes that perhaps tell somebody else's story. Possibly you from years gone by. Possibly a fantasy version of you, but definitely not the version of you now. How many items have you bought because they were on sale, they were on trend, or they looked good on the mannequin? And how many genuinely reflect who you are today? You might be in a trend trap, buying what's in instead of what's right for you. There's also the aspiration gap, where you're buying professional looking clothes, perhaps a structured blazer because that's what executives should wear, when you're actually creative and the rigid tailoring feels suffocating to you. Or perhaps you're hiding, wearing oversized neutral or black clothing because taking up visual space feels frightening. This is something I come across in clients a lot. I worked with one client who, despite being wonderful at what she did, her entire wardrobe was baggy, loose and black. And it was working against her. She was dressing to disappear, but then she was being overlooked and was desperate to be visible and to be seen. Working with her, we looked at pieces that she loved that reflected her actual personality. Still professional, but worked with her, working with the colour she wants, the structure she liked, and forming an intentional style. This gave her the confidence to show up and to get visible. This gave her the confidence to show up to in-person events and speak up confidently. She had the same competence, but now she looked and felt like someone who mattered. Alongside the coaching work we did together, the external shift changed her internal narrative. This is the power of alignment, when your outside matches your inside and you stop fighting yourself. There is a process that happens in your brain when you get dressed each morning. I've spoken about enclothed cognition before. This is the concept that what you wear influences your psychological processes and performance. If you've listened to my podcast before, you'll remember the most famous study by Adams and Galinsky, where participants were told it was a painter's coat or a doctor's lab coat. When they were told it was a doctor's lab coat, their attention and performance on cognitive tests improved significantly. Same coat, but they attached a different symbolic meaning to it. And this resulted in a different cognitive result. This tells us that clothing isn't just about how other people perceive us. It's also about how we perceive ourselves. That's why dressing in something intentional is so important to how you feel. Even on a day when maybe you're working from home, no one's going to see you, you will see you. You will feel differently in what you wear. When you wear something that makes you feel powerful, capable and confident, your brain will believe it. Your posture changes, your voice changes, your attitude and your mindset change. Your willingness to take risks expands. The opposite is also true. When you wear something that makes you feel frumpy or invisible, that becomes your internal experience for the entire day. And you feel less than. You feel a little bit worthless. You don't feel good enough. And if you try and show up professionally, it will be reflected. Other people can also feel this. This all creates a feedback loop. What you wear influences how you see yourself, which influences how you behave, which influences how other people respond to you, and of course the results you get. This all reinforces how you see yourself and links back to the self-worth and self-esteem that you feel. But you can control where the loop begins. Every morning when you get dressed, you can intercept this. You're setting the tone for your internal experience and your performance, and therefore your results for the entire day ahead. When I work with clients, I always start with looking at what's important to them, what values drive them, where are they going in their life, and what really matters. This is why style is so individual. We look at core values, the things that genuinely matter to you as an individual. Perhaps you value creativity, authenticity, professionalism, comfort, or self-expression. Now look at your wardrobe. Does it reflect those values? When you wear an outfit, do you feel aligned with the values that matter to you? When there's a disconnect, you experience cognitive dissonance, created when your behaviour doesn't match your beliefs, and it's an uncomfortable feeling. For example, if you value creativity, but your wardrobe is entirely black and very professional, with zero personality, then you'll feel that dissonance. You're suppressing part of yourself all the time. Alternatively, if you value professionalism and growth, but still dress like a student when you're in your mid-career, then you'll feel that. You're visually undermining your authority and credibility. And also, if you value sustainability, but your wardrobe is full of fast fashion that you bought impulsively, you'll never wear it, and when you do, you'll feel that uncomfortable dissonance. Research shows that cognitive dissonance is genuinely draining. It requires mental energy to manage that internal conflict, and over time, it erodes self-esteem. You'll be familiar with that feeling when you're trying to make a tough decision, when you feel emotionally like you're tugging between one place or the other. When your wardrobe aligns with your values, though, you'll feel coherence. Getting dressed reinforces who you are instead of contradicting it, and you will feel like you. You might know that feeling when you put on an outfit and you think, oh, this feels just like me. There's also what I call an aspiration bridge, dressing for who you're growing into. This is different from dressing as a fantasy version of yourself, where perhaps you think, oh, it would be really nice to look like a famous person. So you go out and you buy lots of cocktail dresses, perhaps, when actually you've got 3 children and a dog to walk every day and you're on the school run. And the opportunity for you to wear a cocktail dress is maximum once a year. You are shopping then as a fantasy version of you. Dressing for who you are growing into honours the evolution that is actually happening, and you are dressing towards your goals. Perhaps you've been working on speaking out more confidently and owning your expertise. Your wardrobe needs to support that growth in a way that says, I am becoming this person. And every day when you get dressed, you are stepping into that identity. There is also a ripple effect. When you start dressing with intention, in alignment with who you actually are and where you're going, several shifts occur. Your self-esteem is impacted. Your internal narrative transforms. Instead of an internal narrative of, I don't know what I'm doing, it becomes, I am someone who is showing up intentionally. Having this daily reinforcement compounds. There are interpersonal dynamics. People respond to visual cues, whether consciously or not. When you show up looking like someone who takes themselves seriously, other people will automatically take you seriously. Quite often this is subconscious, and there is a confidence compound. A better outfit leads to improved posture and stronger interactions. Improved posture and stronger interactions reinforce confidence, so each element amplifies the others, and this is self-perpetuating. There are career implications. Research from Princeton shows people form impressions of competence in 1/10 of a second based on appearance. Before you have even said a word, people have already decided whether or not they deem you as capable. Again, this is subconscious. This is not a conscious judgment that people make. It happens in 1/10 of a second. We can push back against superficial judgments, and we should. After all, you must never judge a book by its cover. However, we also need to be strategic and realistic. Our brains do work in this way. And if your wardrobe sends signals that contradict your expertise, you're just making life hard for yourself. You'll also notice shifts in your relationships when you dress intentionally. Perhaps your partner might look at you differently, or friends might ask you what's changed, or comment that you've changed. They might also notice it in the way you show up, in your confidence. To build a wardrobe that feels authentically you whilst serving your ambitions, start with these 3 foundational questions. Question 1. How do you want to feel in your body every day? Not how you want to look, but think about how you want to feel. Start each day with the intention of how you want to feel today. Do you want to feel comfortable and at ease? For example, today, I'm actually just taking a break from stripping wallpaper. So the choice of clothing I have today is really very basic, and it's in keeping with being able to move, being comfortable, and after all, I'm stripping wallpaper, it's a messy job. Do you want to feel powerful and commanding? This would be suitable if you were holding a webinar or a workshop or speaking. Do you want to feel creative and expressive? Do you want to feel polished and put together? Are you meeting a client or going for a job interview? Do you have an important meeting? Or do you want to feel relaxed yet intentional? Perhaps you're at your desk doing admin or doing day-to-day tasks. There is no right answer, but you need to consider this, and your wardrobe should deliver the feeling that you want consistently. If you want to feel powerful, but everything you own is soft and flowing, there's a mismatch. If you want to feel comfortable, but you're forcing yourself into restrictive pieces because that's what you believe professionalism should look like, you'll be miserable. Question 2. What message do you want to send before you speak? Your appearance is the opening line of every interaction. First impressions count, and remember, these are made in 1/10 of a second. So what do you want what you wear to communicate? Perhaps you want to come across as approachable and collaborative, or bold and confident, or creative and innovative. It completely depends on what you're doing that day. The key is that this message should be accurate. If your clothing says I'm bold and confident, but you're showing up from a very thoughtful and reflective space, then the disconnect will feel uncomfortable for you and it will be felt by other people. Question 3. What version of yourself are you honouring with your choice of clothes that day? Use this as a sort of daily check-in. When getting dressed each morning, ask yourself, is this outfit honouring who I am becoming? Or is it keeping you stuck with who you used to be? Sometimes the answer might be, today I need comfort and ease, and that's fine, honour that. Dress for the mood you're in. The way that we dress generally either reflects the mood that we feel or it enhances and changes the mood that we feel. So, for example, if you're feeling a bit underconfident, you might dress to become more confident. If you're feeling like you just want to be comfortable, then you will dress in a way using soft fabrics and maybe loose-fitting clothes that honours that feeling. But if the answer every single day is, I'm hiding, I'm playing small, I'm dressing out of obligation or fear, then use that information. You know then that something needs to change. You might have heard of style personalities or archetypes. These are very general and usually we'll have perhaps a dominant one, but then maybe one or two others as well that come in. For example, I consider my style personality to be quite romantic and feminine, but also I have bits of edginess and dramatic style. It does depend a bit on how you feel that day or what you're doing. But these can be helpful starting points, not boxes to put yourself in. So the main style personalities are classic, creative, natural, dramatic, and romantic. These are not one-dimensional, and your style doesn't have to be either. But working out what you identify with can be a good foundational starting point. Perhaps you are mostly a natural style personality, but love to wear bold lipstick. Maybe when you're at work you have a very classic style, but actually at the weekends you prefer a more romantic bohemian style. This is fine. What you're aiming for is to dress for your personality and your mood. You're not conforming to anything. So as a practical exercise for you, go through your wardrobe. Think about whether or not each piece energizes you or drains you. If it makes you feel good, keep it, wear it more. If you immediately want to take it off when you put it on, then give it to charity or sell it. Think about why you're holding on to pieces. Is it through guilt? Perhaps you've spent a lot of money on it and you just feel you need to keep it. Is it an aspiration? Maybe you'll fit into it one day, or maybe you'll have an occasion for it one day. Or is it obligation? Did somebody give it to you and you feel like you can't do anything else with it? None of these are good reasons to keep something that you don't feel good in. Your clothes should bring you joy and they should add to your confidence. Think about, does this piece reflect who you are now? Not who you were 5 years ago, and equally not who you might be in 20 years' time. Who are you right now? That does include, where are you going right now? This process can be emotional. For example, you might have an item of clothing that you wore once for a special occasion and you're holding on to it because that was really important to you. Perhaps they're sentimental. Maybe it's something you've inherited from someone. For example, after my sister died, I held on to lots of her clothes and it helps me feel close to her when I wear her clothes and jewellery. Maybe they speak to an identity that you had or hope to have. However, a wardrobe full of clothes that don't serve you is simply clutter, and it is not going to make you feel good about yourself, and it's harder to actually see who you are. As you go through each piece, identify your power pieces. I've spoken about these before. These are items that make you feel most like yourself, your best self. When you wear power pieces, these should be pieces that you feel great in. Doesn't matter what they are, it needs to be something that you as an individual feel great in. Perhaps it's a leather jacket that makes you feel confident, or a blazer. Perhaps it's a specific dress that always receives compliments when you wear it, so you stand a little taller. Maybe it's a pair of jeans that just fit perfectly. Start with those pieces and then build outwards. If your leather jacket, for example, represents your authentic style, then what else goes with it? What else gives you that energy? Is it to do with the structure, the fabric, the colour? You're not building a random collection, you're building a wardrobe around who you are. I also believe that quality over quantity is important. Not only does this minimise decision fatigue, but this also is important for investment dressing. Not everyone has the budget for high-end pieces, but you can dress intentionally and buy good quality pieces on a low budget. It is far better to have fewer pieces that fit you well and make you feel amazing than a wardrobe full of cheap things that you will never wear, or maybe only once or twice. It's not sustainable for you and the way you feel, and it certainly isn't sustainable for the environment. Having one excellent blazer that fits you and makes you feel powerful, that you can pair with dresses and skirts and trousers and many different tops, is worth far much more than 5 poorly fitting blazers that might each go with one top. Quality is not just about price, it's about intentionality. Research on decision fatigue shows that having too many options actually makes you feel less satisfied when you choose something. You will always wonder if you got it wrong. Having a streamlined wardrobe full of things that you genuinely love reduces stress and increases your confidence. You are much more likely to believe that you made the right decision when you've chosen from a few pieces. So this week, go to your wardrobe and find one item that makes you feel genuinely confident, that you're most confident. This is your main power piece, your favourite piece, and wear it the next day, regardless of whether it's a special occasion. Put it on and notice how you feel. Notice how you show up. Notice how you stand, how you sit, how you speak, and how do other people respond to you. Then ask yourself, what is it about this piece that is working? Is it the colour, the fit, the texture, the fabric, the way it's cut? How does it make you feel powerful or creative or comfortable? What is it doing? Then identify one more piece in your wardrobe that shares that quality. If you don't have another piece, write down exactly what you're looking for. And this is the beginning of your authentic style framework. The aim is not to buy more clothes here, it's about understanding actually what serves you and building intentionally from there. So as we come towards the end of today's episode, let's recap what we've covered. First of all, we discussed why having nothing to wear is not about lacking clothes at all. It's about having clothes that tell someone else's story, or a story that maybe you used to have. When you buy into trends or aspirational gaps or dress to hide, you create a wardrobe that's full of disconnection. Second, we looked at the science of enclothed cognition, which provides proof that what you wear influences how you perform and therefore the results that you get. Your clothing creates a feedback loop that either reinforces or undermines your confidence daily. When there's alignment between your values and your wardrobe, you experience cohesion instead of that draining feeling of cognitive dissonance. And finally, we talked about how to build an authentic style framework using 3 questions. How do you want to feel? What message do you want to send? And what version of yourself do you want to honour? Using practical tools, auditing your wardrobe, finding your power pieces, and using the principle of quality over quantity, you can build this framework. Getting dressed isn't a frivolous act. By really thinking about what to put on, you are not being frivolous or indulgent. It is a daily opportunity for you to choose yourself and think about how you want to feel that day, how you want to perform that day. Honour who you are and align your outside with your inside. Your style is your visual cocktail statement. So think about right now, what is it saying? Is it telling the story you want it to tell? Or is it telling a story that belongs to someone else or a past version of you? When your outside matches your inside, everything changes. You'll feel more integrated, more confident, more like you. If you're ready to transform your relationship with your wardrobe and unlock the confidence that comes from dressing as you, then I have created something to help you. You can download my free guide, 5 Ways to Boost Your Style and Confidence. These are strategic changes that will help you align your appearance with your aspirations and your authentic identity. I'll leave the link in the show notes. Start building a wardrobe that works for who you really are, not who you think you should be, not what was trending last season or even this season, but the real, evolving, powerful you. Think about your personal brand and the story you want to tell. Getting dressed is a daily opportunity for you to choose yourself and how you want to feel and how you want to perform, and make it count. Thank you so much for being here today. I do truly appreciate everyone who takes the time to listen to this. Thank you for listening to Style and Confidence, where style meets confidence for business success. If you have enjoyed this episode, please share it with a friend, rate, review and subscribe so you never miss out on our weekly confidence-building conversations. You can also connect with me over on LinkedIn as Claire Silk or on Instagram at Silk Style and Confidence for more style and mindset tips. Until next time, remember, true confidence comes from within. Style helps it shine.